Mwakasi. Sa. Mwakasi. Sa. Mwakasi. Sa. How many times did I call you? 3 times. The gods will indeed give you a child, a very special child. But you must make sure that 1, the child never goes out into the sun, and 2, the child never goes near fire, and it's always kept very cool. Hello everyone, welcome to the Panafricantales channel. Today's story is about Mwakasi, a very wealthy palm oil trader who was so desperate for a child that she created one from palm oil with the help of a medicine man. Onwelo Fumbosi. Once upon a time, in a Nigerian village, there lived a rich palm oil merchant called Mwakasi. Mwakasi was a wealthy businesswoman and the largest palm oil trader in the region. She sold palm oil in the village market, as well as the ones in all the neighboring villages and towns. People preferred to buy Mwakasi's palm oil because they believed that it was purer and healthier than that of her competitors. In spite of all her riches, Mwakasi was a lonely and unhappy woman. Her beloved husband had passed away in an accident a few years prior, and they had no child. She had been alone for so many years, but the loneliness was finally starting to get to her. She wanted desperately to be a mother. She wanted a daughter with whom she could laugh and gist. A daughter she could teach the secrets of her trade and pass on her business. She needed a child desperately and was determined to get 1 or 2 by any means necessary. Mwakasi sought the assistance of various medicine men and women and spent a huge amount of money in her quest for a child, all to no avail. One day, at the market square, while Mwakasi was packing up to go home, she received a surprise visit from an old customer, Ekutosi, whom she hadn't seen in years. Ha! Mwakasi! Ina Mali, Nelie. You're still looking fresh? I see you're enjoying your money, praised Ekutosi. My dear, of what use is money with no one to enjoy? I honestly wish I had children. Even if it was just one daughter. So Funwawai, I would be the happiest woman on earth, replied Mwakasi sadly. Mwakasi, see, at some point you have to take matters into your own hands. Yes. You really have to find your own personal solution. Come, I know of a strong medicine man, a powerful seer who can grant you any wish you want, including children. His name is Obumneme. Ekwi, Imeneleva, are you serious? Yes, now. Ha! Why would I be lying about something like that? Ekutos answered. Even I would have doubted if I hadn't seen him perform with my 2 korokoro eyes. How do you think Mazi, what's his name, Ikenna, and his wife Akwabia got their twin boys? Remarked Mwakasi. See, don't let anybody deceive you. Things are happening, even and it can happen for you too. Mwakasi's curiosity was piqued. Please, Ekwi, how do I contact this seer? Kita Akibia. Now you're asking the right questions. He lives in the neighboring town of Oraka. Oraka is not far now, said Mwakasi. No, it's not. See, Obumneme can ask the gods on your behalf for a special child, but you have to adhere to all the conditions given. You must obey all his instructions. Mwakasi was so excited. She finished packing up and closed her store. The day had indeed been very fruitful for her. The very next day, she embarked on a journey to see Oraka and consult Obumneme the seer. She had made up her mind that she was going to do whatever was asked of her. The medicine man told her to fill a clay pot with palm oil from freshly harvested palm fruits and place it outside the door of her room at night. He further instructed her to pray and make her request to the gods right before her bedtime and then go to sleep immediately. Nwakasi was very grateful and was in a hurry to leave when the medicine man called her back and gave her a stern warning. Nwakasi, sir. Nwakasi, sir. Nwakasi, sir. How many times did I call you? You called me 3 times. The gods will indeed give you a child, a very special child. But you must make sure that 1, the child never goes out in the sun, and 2, the child never goes near fire and is always kept very cool. Obunneme warned that failure to obey these rules would have dire consequences. Nwakasi assured him that she was a very meticulous woman who had spent way too many years longing for a child, so she was going to guard this child with her own life. That night, Nwakasi did as Obum instructed and went to bed with high hopes. The next morning, she found a beautiful young girl sleeping outside her door. She was over the moon and named her new daughter Apunawu. Everyone in town was overjoyed at the arrival of Nwakasi's child, and a feast was thrown in her honor. Nwakasi resolved to follow Obumneme's instructions to the letter. She wasn't about to lose the child she had cried so many nights for. She didn't allow her to go out, cook, or do any strenuous activities. Nwakasi presented her with a maid, Azuka, who waited on her, helping her to do everything that she required. Things were good for months, but there was trouble brewing. Azuka soon became very jealous and unhappy. She was annoyed that she had to cater to Apunawu's every need. She felt she was a spoilt brat and decided to teach her a few lessons. Why should she, Azuka, have to wait on her hand and foot? A small girl like that. Imagine. She can't cook. She can't clean. She can't even put on the stove. She can't go out when it's hot. Such a useless child with an irresponsible mother with too much money to throw around. Azuka decided that since Apunawu knew how to eat, she would also learn how to cook. One day, Nwakasi left the house to go and attend to some business deals. She would be gone for a while. She left the usual instructions regarding Apunawu. Once Azuka was sure that Nwakasi had truly gone, she went to Apunawu's room and practically dragged her to the kitchen that her mother had forbidden her from. Apunawu was struggling and pleading, but Azuka just sneered at her and pushed her into the kitchen. She asked her to light a fire on the coal pot and fan the flames. "Oh no, please Azuka," exclaimed Apunawu. If I go near the fire, I will melt and die." Melt and die indeed. As the precious aqua egg that you are. "My friend, come on, will you fan that fire?" retorted Azuka before leaving the kitchen and locking Apunawu in it. "You better fan that coal pot very well, you spoiled small rat. Do I look like your servant or even your age mates? How can you be lazing around when you have 2 hands and 2 feet?" Azuka scolded from behind the door. At first, Apunawu was sobbing, but eventually Azuka noticed she was quiet. "Apunawu! Apunawu!" Azuka called out, but there was no response. She quickly opened the door, but it was too late. She was already melting. Azuka saw her melt completely into a pool of palm oil. She was alarmed. She could not believe what she had just witnessed. So she immediately packed all she owned and left the village, never to return. When Wakasi returned home, she could not find her daughter nor the maid. She called for Apunawu but received no answer. She panicked and started frantically checking the house for Apunawu and Azuka. When she got to the kitchen and saw the oil puddle and the dress Apunawu was wearing when she left the house in front of the lit coal pot, she realized what had happened and burst into tears. She scooped the oil off the floor and put it into the pot again and set out immediately to Oraka to see Obumneme. It was a bit late to be traveling to another village, but Wakasi did not care. She was desperate. How she got there without fainting was a miracle. Obumneme was not shocked to see her. He knew what had happened, for he was a seer after all. Obumneme, Iwu bụ na ị ga-enyelụ m aka. You have to help me, please. My daughter, Apunawu, look, she cried, showing him the pot of oil. Obumneme looked up to the heavens and then back at Wakasi. He told her that she had lost her chance, that it was a test from the gods and she had failed it. She wouldn't get another chance, even if it wasn't her fault. Wakasi screamed in despair. She was heartbroken. He felt sorry for her, and he wished he could help her. Alas, he was just a messenger of the gods. Wakasi returned home, sad and grieving. Every night, for the next 3 months, she would put the pot of palm oil near her door and pray to the gods to return Apunawu to her, promising to take better care of her. And every morning, she would come out and see that the melted palm oil was still there. Wakasi eventually died of a broken heart because she couldn't get over the child that she lost. This is the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it, even though it was a bit sad. It would be an honor to have you subscribe to my channel, to like and share my stories, and also put on your notification bells. Let me know what you think of the story. I would love to read your comments and also know which country you are watching from. Dalorinne, thank you so much and have a lovely day or evening, depending on what country you're watching from. Okay then, bye-bye. Thank you.